Is Shanks the real villain of One Piece? Well, we're about to dive into the theory that suggests Shanks has been pulling the strings behind the entire story of One Piece we see in the anime and manga. This One Piece theory shakes the very foundation of our understanding of Shanks and everything we've seen on screen. Think about this for a second. Shanks, the seemingly benevolent mentor, may be the puppeteer pulling the strings of fate. What if his actions are not merely those of a mentor guiding Luffy, but rather a calculated dance to reshape the world in his own vision? Consider this for a second. Shanks is not your average traditional villain, but a true pirate in the world of One Piece. Because as we know, in the world of One Piece, most pirates out there with real power often are seen as rebels against the establishment. Could Shanks be a key player in the clandestine revolution against the world government? We obviously know the intricate storylines woven by Ichiro Oda introduce the anarchist worldview and portrays most pirates as seekers of freedom amidst the political machine. Now we dive in deeper here to the lore, where Roger initially in our minds here may have chosen Shanks as the guide for his son Ace. However, this is where it takes an unexpected turn. Shanks is very strategic and perceptive of everything around him. Now think about this for a second. Maybe he recognizes that Ace has a very untamable spirit within him that could actually threaten the delicate balance Shanks envisions for the world. So with this being said, Shanks begins to turn his gaze upon a more malleable figure, somebody he can mold to his own image, and that's where Luffy comes into this theory, as Shanks begins to craft and orchestrate events to ensure that Luffy is the person he can mold and sent on the path to become the new Pirate King. This core theory lies in Shanks' grand design, a plan to disrupt the established order of the world. Speculations arise suggesting that Shanks, while a formidable person himself, may not possess the raw power to face the juggernaut of both the pirates in the world and the world government at the same time. So this is why Shanks needs Luffy and molds him to be the perfect individual to follow in Roger's dream, so Luffy can simply eliminate the potential adversaries that may face off against Shanks, allow Shanks the opportunity to achieve his vision. Now we know that Shanks is a celestial dragon and part of the Garland family. The question is, what is Shanks' real motive here? Is it for revenge, power, or something even greater? And when I say greater, could it be something that allows him the desire so he can rewrite the destiny of the world? Now another piece of evidence fans use to support this theory about Shanks is simply the fact that Shanks was the one who ambushed the ship that had the gum gum fruit on it. So he obviously intended to use this with the notion that he probably knew that Joy Boy was someone that could come to fruition if he gave this fruit to someone important, or someone with the right attitude, seemingly someone he knew that he was already molding to be Pirate King, Luffy. Shanks may have made it seem like, this was all an accident of Luffy eating it, but if you really recall this, he's the one who left everything in place for Luffy to eat his fruit. He pushed Luffy to show that he had to be the little kid that was able to become a pirate. He also sacrificed his arm. For what exact reason, we don't know, other than he believed in Luffy, the potential of Luffy to become Pirate King. All these things here are what fans believe supports the theory that Shanks has been pulling the strings all along. If you also think about Marineford, if Shanks had not come in there to stop the fighting, Luffy would have eventually been unalive, but he needed to ensure that he came to the island to ensure his plans, what he has invested in for years, survived. And the reason he simply cannot meet up with Luffy, because he needs to escape Luffy's gaze for now, allow Luffy to chase him while he's pulling the strings behind the scenes to ensure that Luffy does not diverge from his initial plans. So what do you think about this theory of Shanks being the elusive puppeteer of One Piece in the shadows, going up against the world government and all other pirates in the world, to ensure maybe he becomes the king of the pirates in the future, finding what lies at the end of the Grand Line, as he himself may eventually find the One Piece? Or is that where the final battle is going to take place, which is Luffy versus Shanks, as Shanks' motives are unveiled in the ending of One Piece? Who knows? But again, this is just the theory. Let me know what you think in the comment section below.